to another episode of the Pokemon Masterclass. As you guys can see, I am sitting here with the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Gotta catch 'em all, Jason Paige.
Oh my God.
Look at that, I got a mug.
That literally tugs at the heartstrings. That's pure nostalgia.
It's an earworm that has been in your ears for 23 and a half years at this point.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
The sound of my voice has been embedded in your actual cells, just like all sounds are.
Yes. Just as deeply as my genetics, as the Pokemon genetics flow, so do the genetics from the sounds of Jason Paige.
Yes, it's true. All matters is vibration, and this vibration created the ecosystem, or was the spear, the tip of the spear, the English spear for the ecosystem of Pokemon. That I was just the puncturing in, and then this guy and all of the other incredible Pokemon fans are the ones that really generate the fuel that makes this Pokemon tower higher than any tower that has ever existed.
Now that is probably the most philosophical introduction that you'll ever hear on this channel. That is so
true,
awesome.
it's true.
And so, well, buddy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming down. And this isn't just by happenstance. I'm not in Las Vegas. We're actually here in Mesa, Arizona at Iconic Games. And why don't you let everybody know what you're doing here in the desert?
This is my first in-store appearance ever. I've been appearing on Facebook pages. I've been appearing at Comic-Cons. I've been appearing in concerts, but never in an in-store event. And it's just this is incredible. I was contacted by Basil, and he basically, it's a mini con. We're doing a mini con,
Yes.
but I'm the only person. There's no competition. There's not 10 other voice actors here all vying for somebody's attention. It's just me, and I really appreciate the intimacy, because we don't need to have giant audiences. We can have small audiences that are more engaged. They feel more connected. There's more intimacy and more value. And communities are being built right now in the Pokemon ecosystem to buy, sell, and trade cards on Facebook groups. And that's sort of what I've just recently discovered, these Facebook groups that are very carefully curated and moderated to create trust, because people they're trading very valuable items back and forth through PayPal or whatever monetary exchange they want to do, and these small communities are built on the trust of the people that are there. And this is kind of what goes on in a smaller level in the stores. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to happen for the past year because of the pandemic, and only happened online. And I didn't even know about it until the pandemic. It was one of the benefits, is that I discovered the online card collecting community, and realized that they are not only fans, but they're investors.
Yeah.
So they understand the value of the collecting collectibles, and not just Pokemon that they like. It's more. It's and they also went in their garages and found their old cards and are like, "What? This is $10,000, Mom. Why'd you throw out the other one?" And I realized just recently that the reason that these cards cost so much now and they're so rare is because 90% of them were thrown out by somebody's mother.
Yeah.
And there's only 10% of them left.
Doubt. Well, and that's so funny. That's one of the things that we talk about a lot on my channel is the investing or the finance related topics to Pokemon cards. But all of this stuff, all of these experiences that we as collectors or investors that we had when we were children, that all reverberates now for us. Now that we're adults, we have disposable income, and even though these cards have appreciated so much, both in their monetary value, but also from the sentimental aspect as well. And you're one of the pivotal aspects to that, in my opinion. Like that, the theme song and just how deeply embedded that is into pop culture and the social consciousness of this hobby. It's to me, it's just as important as anything else out there.
Yeah, it's amazing how much has been created from the lyrics of the song, basically, the lyrics are like the 10 Commandments of Pokemon. They are,
Yeah.
they describe the ethics of the ecosystem, and they sort of just lay out the vibe. And I don't think they necessarily intended to be so philosophically relevant, but when you analyze the lyrics, and I only did this since 2016 because I wasn't really representing the song publicly. It was a job that I did, and I moved on and did a million other things. And in 2016, I was approached by media because the song was being played so much by adults
Yeah.
who had grown up on it, finally wanted to know who the person was that sang the song. When they were kids, they didn't care. It didn't
Right,
matter.
right.
It was just in their minds and their imagination. So. But now, as I got into representing the song publicly, which only happened in 2016, I had to invest myself in the lyrics once again to understand what it meant and to understand the ecosystem through it. And they're incredibly important for individualism and collectivism at the same time, to be the best like no one ever was, to really be the unique individual that you are. Like no one else is. You really are a true miracle of individual uniqueness, and no one else will be like you.
Yeah.
And your value is in that uniqueness as you share it in your channel. And when you catch Pokemon and train them, you're basically making them better. You're making, and you being a Pokemon in my life, I catch you and I make you better. You catch me and you make me better. You teach me and I teach you. We're like being the best we can be, and then we're sharing that individual greatness with the world. So it just has so many good things in the lyrics that people can live with.
Yeah, carry forward with
And
them.
carry
Yeah.
forward, and in all of the Pokemon games that they would play, and outside of Pokemon. I mean, people use the song for other inspirational events and weddings and sports teams.
Oh yeah.
And it just
Well,
goes-
I have to tell you, Jason. So people might not know this, but we actually played the original theme at my own wedding.
See? You see?
My wife and I actually, not for the ceremony, but when we walked in to greet everybody, when they opened the grand doors, we had your voice
Yes.
on the mic.
That's exactly it. I was asked to do a wedding once, and they were going to fly me out. They wanted me to officiate the wedding. So I started thinking about how the song would be, the lyrics would apply to the vows, and I've never done that. I got ordained online in case the
Just
kid
in
went
case.
through. But I was really nervous, but it made so much sense as I analyzed their union and their teaching each other and their bond and defending the world that they live in with their courage and claiming their rightful place together. And you know, it's their destiny. It's like all the lyrics apply to so many things.
Yeah.
And that gives people the opportunity to live through it, through all of the things that they create in the world and the things that Pokemon creates in the world.
Yeah.
Like this store that's created in the world, not having to do with Pokemon, but sort of inspired by it. And your
Oh,
podcast,
exactly.
I mean, it's a giant pyramid, but the bulk of it is down here where all the people are really creating it. And then there's a couple of people who have been Pokemon making some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go back to the beginning. So for anybody out there that maybe is not totally familiar with Jason, let's start before Pokemon and go back before that. How did you get into your musical career? How did that all transpire? And what kind of led you up to that point where you found yourself in with the Pokemon Company?
Well, I'm a singer by birth. As I came out of the womb, which is it's a D sharp, I think. So we're all musical beings. Our speech is rhythm. Our speech is rhythm. Our speech is rhythm. Our speech is pitch. My musicality was encouraged through most of my childhood. I started writing songs when I was 6 or 7. My father's a saxophone player. My grandfather's a drummer.
So it's intergenerational.
It's intergenerational, although I wasn't exposed to their music very much, but I was encouraged by them because they were musicians professionally, and my father still is. My mother's very artistic, and in the late 80s, I was living in New York City on Columbus Avenue. As a teenager in high school, I started doing magic on the streets of New York City.
Oh wow.
Standing on a milk crate and doing magic for for the crowds that were gathering on Columbus Avenue. It was a very festive and really beautiful sort of scene at the time. A manager saw me, and the manager started sending me on auditions for television and film, and I did some TV and film. At the time, I was going to the High School of Music and Art, which is the fame. I want to live forever. I want to learn how to fly high. You know, they're dancing on the cars and the traffic, which doesn't happen at all in the school. But I was being trained classically in school while doing magic on the streets and doing bands outside of school. And the bands led to record deals, and the record deals led to great disappointment, as most people's record deals have throughout history. And thankfully, the music industry is disintegrating and giving the power back to people. So after the band broke up, it became a public access television show that was quite risque and artistically expressive, but we weren't making any money. But the show was playing on Manhattan Public Access twice a week sometimes, because you could just sign up for the slot. This is public access right here of today. But back in the day, there were 17 channels, and channel 16 was MTV, channel 17 was Jason Paige and the What's Up Show.
Wow.
So this was YouTube before YouTube, and everybody in Manhattan was watching it, and I would walk around the streets getting recognized in New York City all the time, simultaneously doing sessions. So when I would go into a session for a jingle, or for a TV show, for a movie, for background singing, for some sort, they inevitably would have seen the show. So I kind of had a local celebrity building that got me a little more recognition in the studio world. One of those houses, the jingle house that I worked for, called Paradise Music, was assigned the Pokemon theme song. I had done some Domino's Pizza Delivers, or something like I don't know if that's the exact one, but I've done so many jingles.
My brother will be happy about that. He loves Domino's, so there you go.
But yeah, we do, and I probably had done a couple of jingles in that same day, running around the city just singing sessions for people. I sang Lego Mania, Lego Mania, and Subway Eat Fresh. And
that was you?
Yeah.
Wow.
The quilted quick picker upper. One or two of those.
Wow.
Another recognizable one is when you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. So these are the types of things that I was doing, and Pokemon was just another job for this jingle house. And every job is an audition to be a final. So there's not like 10 people that come in and sing it. They hire who they think is going to be right, and then they present it, and if it's not right, then they'll hire somebody else. And that hire is a very low-paying demo fee, and then they present it, and they presented it, and they liked it, but they needed lyric changes. They needed some adjustments, and those adjustments were, I think it was Catch 'em If You Can was the thing that they wanted it to be. Catch 'em if you can! Which was kind of weird because it didn't really work, and then they went with Gotta Catch 'Em All, and they approved it. The TV show went on to great success, and then they made the To Be a Master album, which is also has I'm on the road to Viridian City, meet my friends at iconic games, or whatever the lyrics are.
My wife is probably smiling like crazy right now because we listen. I have to tell you, of all the songs, all the Pokemon songs,
That's
all
the
the
one,
Viridian
that's your
City,
jam.
that is my jam.
Yes, and maybe we'll play it tomorrow. We'll do a live version. I've
please.
never done a.
You don't want me to
acoustic live
sing
version.
though.
Well,
I'll be in the.
I want
I'll
everybody
have the
to sing.
tambourine in the background.
All right, yeah, bring the tambourine. Bring the tambourine. So yeah, the album was made, and a couple of years later, after some searching for litigators, I was paid a one-time fee outside of court, and after seeing Pikachu everywhere, finally was able to kind of move forward and let Pokemon do what it did without any more struggle. And 16 years later, I popped out of the Pokeball again.
Wow.
Trapped in the Pokeball for 16 years. 18 years, sorry, till 2016. And in those 18 years, I just did it was 16 years after I was paid that. That's where the number comes from. And I've done a million things since then, and now I'm returning to capture the value of the ecosystem that is a jungle
Oh yeah.
From the seed that was planted back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it continues to evolve because of people like you and stores like this that continue to expand, and all of the fans and the new product that Pokemon continues to put out as well. That's basically the 5-minute version.
So when you were stepping into that studio, and you were thinking it was like another another jingle for heartburn indigestion, did you ever think at that time that this is something that I think could really take off? Did it have that foundation to you, or was it kind of still very obscure?
It was obscure. We knew that there was an article written about the epileptic seizures that people had when they aired it in Japan. I think that was pretty much all anybody really knew of it, other than the brief that they got about what the show was about. The video that we were able to watch of the show, a small amount of it. But it wasn't. We didn't sit down and watch an episode and go, okay, what is this going to be? How's it going to sound? The composers, John Leffler and John Siegler, wrote the song and brought me in to sing it and showed me a little bit of it. They probably did much more research to come up with everything before I got there. And in terms of expectations, I also wrote and sang Lego Mania, Lego Mania. Brand new toys that make you quiver, your heart race and your feet tap. It's enough to make you shiver, it's enough to make you snap. Lego Mania. So that...
You guys remember that?
You guys remember that? Yeah.
These guys look a little young.
But still, if you remember it, right. So that was a jingle that was broken up into 7 or 8 commercials and was extremely successful. It was the first very successful jingle that I sang. I had sung a couple other ones, but when the tagline gets put onto all these commercials, the unions pay you every time it's on, and it becomes a really amazing, college fund, basically. So I knew that things could go that far, and that's what I'm going for every time I go in to do a job. That's what I'm doing right now. This could be 10 million views right now. This isn't, we've got 17 people right here, but it's going to be 17 million people is what we're expecting and anticipating, and going to commit ourselves to do the best we can, like no one ever has.
Right.
For each job. So we satisfy the motives of the composers and the product and what they want, and try to hit it out of the park. So this one got hit sort of out of the park, but
way out of the park.
but not necessarily by Pokemon, but by the people that have adopted it. Because there's lots of successful shows that make $1 billion, but there's nothing that makes $100 billion.
Yeah,
or
the
more.
highest grossing media franchise of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's not including all of the residual value that isn't collected by the corporate, the corporate company.
Oh yeah, secondary market.
Yeah, the secondary market's got to be double that, at least.
Exactly.
So, no, I think we want to go as far as we can go and have things grow to their fullest extent, but we could never have expected or anticipated it to be this amazing.
Yeah.
And to be filled with this much joy, and there's not that much like bad press for Pokemon.
Right.
There's something about what happens to them when they give them the Professor Oak. Like there's some weird stuff here and there, but it's so rare. It's not. No, because everybody loves Pokemon. Nobody wants to take it down. Nobody wants to destroy it. There's the odd kid that's like, I like Digimon better. But that's about it,
Odd indeed.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
So when you were going into the studio, and did they already have the lyrics crafted at that time, or were you guys collaborating on that together?
They collaborate with the Pokemon, with actually 4Kids, which was hired to distribute it at first, and I'm sure 4Kids might have had collaborated with the Pokemon company in Japan to make sure that what they were doing was right. The collaboration is in the studio while I'm singing, And at the end of the song, or like throughout it, you know, yeah, or like gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. You know, I'm riffing out. The collaboration is do some riffs here,
Yeah.
do some tags at the end, do some variety,
Mm-hmm.
and just do my thing. But not lyrically, except for yeah. I think I wrote yeah. No.
So and then so you came in initially for the theme song, and then that kind of turned into the To Be a Master, because from what I remember in the first half of the first season, it was just basically the PokéRealm after each episode, and then they started to incorporate I think they called it the Pokemon karaoke, I think, and that's where Viridian City was in there,
okay, right.
all of those other songs. Now, were you crafting or were you singing the theme song along the same time that you were doing something like Viridian City, or did that come later?
Yeah, Viridian City came when they made the full album with the full theme song, guitar solo, second verse, and last chorus. They put that in. They were making that around the same time. There was a numbers of jingle houses that all were working on it. The jingle house that did Lego Mania with me is the same place that wrote Viridian City.
Oh, no kidding! Wow.
Yeah, New York Jam was that they got us our start in jingles. We just made a demo tape of fake jingles, and we gave it to New York Jam, and New York Jam started hiring us, and we did Lego with them, and then they did Viridian City on this album. So, and all the people around New York at the time, there's a lot of session singers that were working on different songs, the PokéRealm somewhere else, and then all the various songs were being produced. And people were just, you know, thinking it was a cool thing, cool project at the time.
So were you guys all kind of under one building doing this at the same time, or was everybody kind of spread out in different areas?
Yeah, it's different studios all around New York City. I remember Paradise Music was on 23rd Street. New York Jam is down at 18th Street. A lot of them are Midtown, the Midtown area.
But it was all in New York.
But pretty much, I think, yeah, most of the studios. I'm not exactly sure. There might be a studio somebody had in Brooklyn or Jersey.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know all of them. Just the two that I was in.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So what is it like now? So you get in there, Pokemon's still obscure. You get in there, you do the jingles, you go through all this, and you say to yourself, yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And then it takes off. What did you think at that point when it really started to explode? Did you think, hey, we're coming back for gold and silver? Pokemon Johto.
Oh, wow. Well, it really, I mean, for me, it exploded before I was paid. So I was kind of like, oh no, this is, you know, and I was liking that it was exploding, because the more it exploded, the more I thought that I should be paid, because they were using my voice on things that
You would think, right?
that were, you know, that were just endlessly being distributed without, you know, without any compensation at that point. So it continued to explode throughout the next 20 years. But that first explosion was not so good. Afterwards, after it was all settled, it was fine for it to explode, but I never took advantage of the explosions until 2016, when Pokemon Go happened. And then it was unavoidable. Until then, there was like 3 things that had ever happened in the 20 years. So one girl from a Pokemon YouTube channel wanted an interview, and I gave her a very long and in-depth interview at that time.
Very lucky.
Yeah,
Very lucky.
it was, and it's weird, because I was in a different frame of mind. I didn't understand Pokemon at the time. I wasn't trying to represent it. I was just trying to tell my story at the time, which didn't involve any real understanding or support of the ecosystem. And another friend said, "Hey, will you come and sing the second verse? I'm doing a Pokemon video and remake." So I sang the second verse for a friend of mine, and did the video, and that video's got a couple million views. But that was the first time that I like decided to sing the song.
Yeah.
And just the second verse. He sang the first verse, and then I walk up and sing the second verse. So.
Well, and it's so strange that you say that, because I can remember prior to 2016, I remember jumping onto YouTube because I was interested. I was like, who sang the original Pokemon theme song, and you really couldn't find anything. At least back for me, I couldn't find anything. And then you're absolutely right. That sort of coming together of Pokemon Go and evolutions and this renaissance of Pokemon that happened in 2016. All of a sudden now people wanted to know everything about Pokemon, and I think that's around the time that your video came out, right? Right around that.
That was the inspiration to make the video, was all of the media attention that I was getting from the song being played everywhere again, and by adults that actually cared who the singer was, whereas it was just an imagination in your imagination beforehand. And then I thought, well, I've got to make a video. What should I do? And I'll just use the intro and just do the video like I'm in the studio singing it. And there's a lot of confusion about that still on the video. People are like, it looks like he's lip syncing. Yeah, I mean, that's how you make videos.
Right,
You take the recording and then you stand in the studio and pretend to sing. And I actually was singing, but that's not the recording. One other thing that happened right before the explosion was I was into Ron Paul, and I made a Ron Paul Pokemon parody, and I ruined some childhoods with that. And I apologize to everybody who stumbled on the Ron Paul, the original Pokemon theme singer singing "Ron Paul Gotta Catch 'Em All" when he was trying to catch his delegates for his Republican nomination. Which is really libertarian.
But it all comes together, right?
But it all comes together. It all comes together. During that time, I was using the actual theme song recording on YouTube videos, and YouTube was in a different state at the time. They censored the music. They wouldn't allow you to use the Pokemon theme song. They've since changed their policy. And they actually removed the Pokemon theme song from the most watched video of all time at the time, which was the Smosh channel, where they lip sync to the Pokemon. That was the Pokemon theme song video.
Yeah.
2 other kids lip syncing in their room. And still today, there's way, way, way more other people getting recognition for the Pokemon theme song than I am, which is an amazing thing that I totally appreciate, because it all points back to me. But the latest TikToker has sung it like 7 times, and he's just got millions of views, and people are sending it to me all the time like, wow, this is great, this guy's great. Where's my views? It's all this guy. And he's amazing. Anyway, but yeah, it was not something that I represented until these explosions happened. And now I'm just have profound gratitude for the amount of joy and love there is in the Pokemon community, from all types of people of all shapes and sizes. It's just I couldn't even ask. No, it doesn't matter that I'm paid in happiness and joy. That is the most valuable thing that I could ever have hoped any effort that I have done would bring. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that it's made an impact on, and I'm looking at the chat right now, and there's a lot of people in here that are saying the same thing, that this was so pivotal, and it's for a lot of them being able to meet you or see you for the first time and put a face to the voice.
Right.
And for me, when I finally figured that out around 2016, I was like, oh, wow. That just to connect, you connect on a much deeper level, I think, when you can put that face to the voice. And I think what you're seeing now with the resurgence of Pokemon and a lot of trading card games, but for us, this was so much a part of our childhood. Pokemon was just such a pivotal part of our childhood. And now we're coming to that point where we went through the growing pains, right? We went through the adolescent years, we went through high school and all of that, where it wasn't so cool to be, into Pokemon back then. And now it's so socially acceptable no matter what age, and people are saying to themselves, I absolutely loved this when I was a kid, and they want to learn everything about it. And even in cases like this, being able to speak with you, it's just such a key part of what made this so special for us, and to this day makes it even more special. And we're passing that on to our kids.
Yes, 3 generations, because your mom got some cards for you, and now
Right.
you get it for your kids, and nothing like it has ever existed. I mean, nothing like the Pokemon ecosystem has ever existed, but nothing like a song has never had this kind of weight. Happy Birthday, maybe, which is owned by somebody. They're getting rights. They're getting paid for that.
Oh, wow.
You know, or maybe an old folk song, or maybe like the national anthem. People compare it to the national anthem, or like, because it represents so much more than just a song and an artist. It's not a song and an artist. I wasn't an artist doing a song, and I'm still not that. And I don't want it to be that. I want it to be in your mind, in your imagination. It just happens to come from the vibrations that I create with my voice.
Right.
And I create other music for the ecosystem as well. But it's for the ecosystem. It's not as much for me as an artist, even though there has to be somebody singing it. There didn't have to be a name and a face attached to that for children. Adults want a name and a face because they now understand that it's not just in their minds. But it's
for kids, it's all one and the same,
it's all
right?
one and
The
the
voice,
same.
the show, everything just got such a symbiotic relationship.
It's like a dream you had, and now you're dissecting the dream, and you get to see how that dream was assembled by an actual human being. But the dream is the most important part. The dream is the beautiful reality, and it's your dream. It's not the one dream that everybody has. It's a different dream for everybody because there's so much to choose from and create. It's just a piece of paper with a picture and some numbers on it. You make the rest with your mind, and then it's fabulous. It's just there's nothing like it. I try to think of like back in the day. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go. Like, you know, I was into Speed Racer, but it doesn't have a whole ecosystem and all the people playing it. Or even like the Beatles, like they had a lot of music, but it wasn't one song. Imagine, like John Lennon's Imagine has been used in a lot of places. That might be a close analogy because it appears in movies and it appears in people's weddings, and it's it's ubiquitous, but it doesn't have the ecosystem that Pokemon has. So there's really nothing even to compare it to, and a profound gratitude for everything that has been created from it, and all that I can share and collaborate with people. It's amazing.
It is. It really is absolutely amazing. And to be honest, there's very few songs that play, and within the first 2 seconds you can pinpoint it. Where just the amount of people, I want to be just that little
That's
bit.
it.
They know. They know exactly what that relates to.
Yeah, I think it's also science. When you listen to your grandmother's voice on a tiny little speaker on the phone, you know it's your grandmother. If it's somebody else saying the same thing, it's not them. It's a little tiny lo-fi speaker. Our brains detect these frequencies, and those frequencies were attached to your dream of Pokemon in your whole life. So it is kind of the science of sound, and also the science of jingles. And jingles are written as these earworms to hook you in. And in Western music, it's the 5-1. It goes, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. It goes back from the 5 to the 1. In this case, it goes to the minor 1. But these rules and these techniques are used to bring the message.
Yeah.
And the message.
And they've got to have the messenger.
They've got the messenger, right. And, the messenger has a unique sound. And it just so happened that unique sound was me. And many others have sung it as well. Probably one of the most covered songs in history.
Oh, yeah.
Besides Happy Birthday.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Well, and I've seen you on some collaborations with other artists as well. There was one here a few years ago with a gentleman. He's kind of a little bit more rock.
Jonathan Young.
Jonathan Young. Oh, I loved that one. Excellent.
Wow, that was so good. And he had the drone camera on the cliffside. It was like, yes, epic, epic. Yeah, and YouTubers and musicians contact me all the time to do collaborations like that.
So is it kind of like a full circle experience now where, in the beginning when you started with it, there might have been a little bit of kind of bitterness with the way that things had transpired, but now to see things coming back around and so many people finding you again and understanding that pivotal role that you played, is it feel like that now?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't think it would have happened this way had I not been extricated. They had that movie and many other celebrities sing Pokemon theme songs, so they tried to promote using the artist profile, where it's the artist singing the Pokemon theme song, and it never really landed for people. It was just, it was the artist singing the song. It needed to be an anonymous thing. It needed to be out of the picture. And I stayed out of the picture, and I didn't intend on coming in to popping out of the Pokeball until it was so much media attention that I just had to go. Okay, CNN is coming over. They want to interview me. All right, CNN, really? They're coming to my house to do a thing on me? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. But if I was not out of the picture, it would have directed your imagination in a way that would not have served the entire bigger picture.
And I think it all really transpired and culminated at the right time, right? When all of us that grew up hearing your voice reemerged back into the hobby and then started to find all of these facets that we enjoyed about Pokemon, and then to find you again alongside of that, it just kind of creates this wonderful picture that reemerges from our childhood.
Yes, and subsequently, the voice actors that have voiced the Pokemon characters have been going to Comic-Cons since 1998 signing autographs. And I had no idea that I could even do that until 2016 when I was invited to the first Comic-Con. So this is so brand new. I mean, it's 5 years, but it's so brand new.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning so much. And the card collecting community, like I said, just happened in July. So now I'm starting to understand the cards and the value and collectors, and it just an ever expanding ecosystem for all ages to engage in at any time. If you didn't like Pokemon and you didn't know anything about it, it's still an opportunity to become a part of this ecosystem in so many ways. As an artist, as a trader, as a collector, as a musician, as a creator, as a vlogger, as a writer, as a Pokemon pop salesman. I mean, now the pops are Pokemon. There's so many things. VR Pokemon is coming out. I just played Pokemon Go. Yesterday was the Pokemon Go weekend, and now you can have Pikachu following you around in VR.
That's crazy.
And soon you'll have the glasses on, and you're just going to see him sitting on the chair right there.
I mean, that was always the ultimate for us, right? To be able to have real life Pokemon, or as close to it as we could get. So yeah, to have that virtual reality, I think that's the next step.
Yep. Everybody, another unique individual doing the very best, like no one ever could, created this whole new technology that is now going to be adopted by Pokemon, and the next technology, and the next, and the next, and it's just going to keep going, which is just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, to see that progression, after all these years, after 25 years, it's just pretty incredible.
And it's also a progression for me from my rock and roll dreams of being in the band and and wanting to be Bon Jovi, or with the hit song that everybody knows, and doing my best to try to create that for most of my life. And then turning around and not having it over there, but having great successes, but not the full out thing.
What you had anticipated.
What I had anticipated, and then turning around and seeing that it was all over there.
Yeah.
It was just behind me.
Yeah.
And I just needed to wait 16 years to 18 years and turn around.
Yeah. For it to catch up with you, right?
It's a 25-year overnight success.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I think what we'll do now, I know there's a bunch of people that have questions. So for everybody listening, watching right now, go ahead and throw your questions into the live chat that you have here for Jason. And then I think we're also going to do some live here at the shop.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
So if any of you guys got any questions over there, feel free. But we'll go ahead and jump into on the chat. Antler TCG says, are you still working with Pokemon?
I work with these Pokemon right here, this Pokemon right here. I was contacted by them, and I've tried to be as brand friendly as possible. since I popped out of the Pokeball in 2016, and they contacted me to do on the 20th anniversary movie, and they were not willing to compensate me,
Really?
and with something that wasn't fair in my opinion. But it was great. I mean, they reached out, but I didn't work with them then. And I was also approached by Legendary Pictures to do some sort of Easter egg in the Detective Pikachu movie. And yet again, the Pokemon company actually vetoed whatever ideas that Legendary brought to them. But I am working with Pokemon in the world.
Right.
Because I still create Pokemon content. I created a song for the Legendary movie that they didn't use, but I made a video for it. It'll always be me and you, Pika, me and you. And it's the video in the beginning of me sort of talking to Pikachu about my frustrations, and then, you know, the song. And that song, actually, if you play it with the Pokemon theme song, goes exactly with the Pokemon theme song, like a duet.
Wow.
It's really cool. The lyrics and the melody all fit together.
Wow.
And I created a Pokemon Go theme song because that was what broke me out of the Pokeball. And I thought, these people need a song for the game. There's over 1 billion people that download that game. Go, Pokemon Go! You can find them anywhere. You gotta have that song banging when you're playing Pokemon Go.
Sure.
It should be on the app. Somebody tell Niantic to put that on the app. And other Pokemon things. I'm actually working on a 25th anniversary remix that is going to be the Bohemian Rhapsody version of the Pokemon theme song.
No kidding.
With
Wow.
crazy harmonies all over the place and multiple sections of different styles, and it's going to be really cool.
Wow. Amazing. Whew. You got some people excited out there.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Let's see. What are you collecting any of the TCG?
I am collecting what people have given me graciously. They're like, oh, sign this and keep that other one for yourself. And somebody gave me a slab Charizard.
Wow.
It wasn't. I mean, it's like a 8. I don't remember. It's a GX.
Oh, okay.
So
one of the
it's
newer
one of the
Charizards.
newer ones.
Yeah.
But that opened me up to grading. I didn't even know grading existed. It took me a couple of months to figure that out. And I'm collecting a lot of the interesting cards that people give me. And I did buy a whole bunch of Vivid Voltage boxes.
Oh, nice.
Just because my friend said, these are going to go up in value. You should buy them, and you can open them at events if you don't want to keep them, but keep them in the brown box.
Yeah, in the case.
Yeah, in the case. I was like, maybe I can draw on the side of the case as an art piece, and that'll be another thing. So I am collecting, but I'm not advanced, and I haven't gotten into actually grading the cards that I have yet.
Now's not a good time to grade anyways, because you won't get them back for like 9 months, a year.
Yeah, it's already a year, but that means I won't sell them for a year. Which
That's
is
true.
good.
That's true.
I'm hodling. And I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast. Well, sort of. I did a Pokemon Bitcoin parody song to promote the power that's inside of cryptocurrency.
That's awesome.
So I'm collecting crypto Pokemon things now, which is amazing.
Wow.
There's a lot of crypto ecosystems that are opening up that
Yeah.
are allowing people that are in the Facebook groups to trade and buy, sell, and trade with grading sort of oversight by the grading companies and smart contracts to help the whole crypto environment interact with as much trust as possible.
Right.
So I'll be collecting some Pokemon NFTs very soon.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, the NFTs. We're seeing a lot of that happen now.
I'm going to Germany next month to open the $450,000 box that these guys bought.
Base set first edition.
Base set first edition, and they'll probably be NFTing some of those once they open them. So
crazy. Who's it with in Germany?
I forgot his name. But it's in Cologne, and it's going to be Köln, and it's going to be streamed on his Twitch station. And I'm hoping in English so that I know what's going on.
Is it one of the bigger Pokemon YouTubers over there? Or?
I'll get his name.
Okay.
Before I don't want to take the time to do it right now.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Troy Llewellyn says, Jason, do you do stand-up comedy or any other gigs other than jingles?
Yes, I took one stand-up comedy course, but a lot of my music is comedy, and the TV show that I did that was based on my band back in the 90s was called The What's Up Show, and it was basically Saturday Night Live meets South Park meets Kids in the Hall, and there was a lot of crazy comedy in that. And I still have some funny songs. Some of them are, not so PG. So
they're not like the Pokemon theme.
The Pokemon theme song. In my rebranding, I sort of privatized a lot of my comedy songs because they're a little too hard. But
you have to have that juxtaposition, right? You've got the more PG side, and then there's a little bit different.
That's right, and YouTube won't allow my comedy anyway. So.
Let's see what else. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Some people are asking where they can find you on social media, your YouTube page, all that good stuff.
Well, Jason Paige at jasonpaige.com. You can sign up for my newsletter. You get the "Gotta Get That Call, Pick It Up" ringtone if you sign up for my newsletter. The Pokemon theme ringtone, and
that's worth it. Just to hear that every time. If that came across my inbox every time, you guarantee I'm answering that email.
Pick it up, gotta get that call. Your phone is ringing, and Jason Paige is singing. Pick it up. Oh, is it your best friend, or your mom's calling again? Pick it up. I'll call for you. What the heck are you gonna do? Answer it or put it on mute. Pick it up. Gotta get that call. Gotta get that call. Pick it up.
Wow.
So
man. Well, that's amazing.
What was the question?
We're getting some claps. There we go. And then Instagram, Facebook, any of those
Instagram, Jason Paige, Paige. Jason Paige on my YouTube channel, Jason Paige Show on my Facebook fan page, and my Twitter, Jason Paige Show. I'm also starting to branch out into the blockchain-based platforms like DTube. I'm on Steemit, I'm on Minds.com, and I've just started an account on Library, LBRY. And there's plenty of other social media things that are going to be coming up as well.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Just keep expanding, and different content for different platforms.
No, that's awesome.
But the most important thing is the email list, and your free ringtone.
Yes. Oh, you know your boy's signing up for that. You guys got some questions here for Jason?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes?
Can I give you a pack to open?
Oh,
Yes.
there we go.
Oh, excellent. We're gonna crack a pack open. Battle style.
You want to come over?
Come on over here.
Awesome.
What are we looking for in there? What's the good one?
A golden Snorlax.
The golden Snorlax. Oh, that's in here?
This one, we got that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX.
Uh-oh.
Alternate art. That's what we're looking for.
Rapid Strike. Come on. The VMAX.
Oh, don't look at your
Right,
roll card.
Don't look at the code.
4 from the back.
4? We do 4?
4 from the back. Place
Okay.
them in the front.
Where's for the back?
Okay.
All right. Should we all go at the same time?
2,
Okay. Did you get 4 from the back?
2, 3, 4.
There we go.
All right.
Oh,
No. 1, 2, 3.
there we
Okay.
go. All right. Let's
Energy.
see. We all got our energies.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And all right. All right. Hey. All right, come on.
Who's gonna get it?
Come on.
Who is gonna
Come
get
on.
it?
Come on. What?
Oh,
No!
dud for me. What do we got?
I got a Drumpa.
We got Drampa the Grandpa,
Drampa the
and
Grandpa.
we got a non-hollow,
And a-
and we
A
all
Cinescorch.
we all struck out on that one.
I like the Grandpa Drampa. It
There
is.
we
It
go.
looks like a
PokéNav.
Grandpa.
You got the Marowak non-hollow.
Look at the
Reverse Drampa. And what did you get?
I don't know what this is.
Oh, reverse Entei. That's actually pretty cool. You might have won that one. Oh.
That's the magic. Ooh, there it is.
You did that.
Oh, but I bent it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There goes the value.
You can't do magic and with Pokemon cards at the same time. Thank you. That was a great question. Any other questions?
What is your favorite Pokemon is?
What is your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite
Pokemon.
Pokemon. I like all the Pokemon. I don't have a one favorite.
Any of those ones?
Yeah, but when anybody asks me, I have to join a group. You have to say what your favorite Pokemon is. I say Hydreigon. Do you know Hydreigon?
Ooh.
It's a
newer one.
dragon with 3 heads. He's a cool one. He wears 3 hats. That's why I like him, because he does a lot of things like me.
3 heads are better than one.
My favorite Pokemon is Pikachu.
Oh, you
Your
like
favorite's
Pikachu?
Pikachu?
That was my favorite Pikachu for a while, but then I learned there were so many of them. I have to like them all. Gotta like them all, Pokemon.
Awesome. Well, Jason, again, brother.
Oh
thank you.
man, this was incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Big shout out to all of you out there that are watching, listening right now. And be sure, guys, Jason is going to be here tomorrow. We're filming this on Monday, but he will be here tomorrow from 4 to 10 p.m. right here at Iconic Games in Mesa, Arizona. Make sure you guys come down. He's gonna be cracking jokes. He's gonna be singing.
I got music.
We're gonna be opening
I have
up
my
products.
guitar, and we might even do a little Viridian City.
Oh,
If you and you get some other people to sing along.
I'll sing along. I'll be the baritone.
All right, there we go. I'm on the road to Viridian City. Cool.
So yeah, be sure you guys check us out here tomorrow. I'll be here as well. So you guys come in, chat with us, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So again, Iconic Games here in Mesa. Jason Paige, the legend, the voice of a generation.
Gotta
guys.
catch 'em all, Jason Paige, Iconic Games.
PokéNav. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for watching tonight. We'll see you all next time right here on the Pokemon Masterclass.